students and parents. Welcome to our annual art exhibition 2021. And as you may have heard us say at a number of other events this year, this is our first online art exhibition. This year, the students involved in this project chose the theme of the shape of complacency, a brilliant theme to showcase not only the wide range of their artistic skills, but also as a celebration of all their hard work. This year's grade 12s experienced many ups and downs. For example, they have spent more than half of their diploma program online. In the history of IB diploma program, which was first established in the 1960s, they have never had to administer and deliver the program entirely remotely, as our current students have experienced. From an education sociology perspective, a successful education undoubtedly requires human interaction, as it allows us to learn about ourselves, about the world around us, and about other people. Art as a subject in the diploma program facilitates all that learning, and it has been challenging for students and teachers alike to cover all these learning objectives in an online environment. But our grade 12s and soon to be alumni of 2021 have shown that perseverance in spite of these conditions and circumstances. They have overcome many of these challenges and turned them into opportunities. Some students managed to arrange their online study at home whilst maintaining their physical presence at school to complete their art projects. Many had to be creative with the tools and materials at their disposal, as they were hard to come by during social restrictions. While at the same time and up until now, we are still battling with this pandemic and attempting to live normal lives to the best of our ability. The exhibition you are about to enjoy is one example of this perseverance, and we as their teachers are so proud of what they have accomplished during this difficult time. So, parents, students, teachers, or any art enthusiasts who have joined us today, please join me in congratulating our students on their achievements, their completed projects, and the tremendous effort they have shown. Thank you to everyone who supported them through this process. We hope this experience will be enriching for them and that it will inspire all of us to improve ourselves and be valuable members of society.
Greetings to our Sekolah Victory Plus community, students, parents, teachers, and staff. Today we celebrate the culminations of 2 years of hard work and amazing creativity from our IBDP Visual Arts students class of 2021. Students, throughout this program, and in particular during this pandemic year, you demonstrated motivations, courage, enormous energy, and a willingness to work hard and go the extra mile. Without any of these attributes, it would have been impossible for you to complete your artwork. What makes your achievements even more extraordinary is that for one whole year you learned through interactive distance learning in order to master the content and necessary skills of visual arts. Despite these challenges, you rose to the occasions, overcame these difficulties, and today present us with this beautiful artwork. Looking around, I can see beautiful paintings, amazing sculptures, creative installation art, and unique found object art in all of your work. I am very proud of you and what you have achieved, because each artwork bears witness to your skills, progress, and development throughout the diploma program. IBDP Visual Arts Students Class of 2021, congratulations on all of your hard work. And I would like to thank parents, teachers, and other stakeholders for supporting our students in reaching this stage. Sekolah Victory Plus members, please enjoy our IBDP Students Class of 2021 Visual Arts Exhibition, The Shape of Complacency.
Gerald, and I'm gonna present my VA exhibition. Yeah. So if we think about art, right, we think about a well-crafted painting or a well-crafted sculpture, and when you think about it, it's made by a very skilled person with a very detailed hand and have a great creativity and imagination. That's fine, that's what we usually think. And that's also the main reason why we think that when we create something, we never make have the status of artwork. And that might be the same thing that I think about whenever I made something. However, during when I'm doing this VA exhibition, I realized that making art is not about making something for other people to judge. It's about making something to express what you're feeling about. So, yeah, my title of this FVA exhibition is out of the Common View, and I made 4 artwork with the intention of showing that you don't need to have a good hand or a good skill in order to make something meaningful. So this is my first artwork. It's called Intersection, and from the looks of it, it doesn't look very beautiful. It's not that tidy, and it's not that well. Yeah. However, there is a meaning to this artwork because everything in here, everyone breaks the rules of the public road, and rules of public road is very important for the safety of others. And I want to show the image of the danger of breaking all the rules, either common or very dangerous one, like going to the oncoming traffic or walking to the middle of the street while it's on red light, and basically that. The second artwork that I made is this. It's called Over Fuji, and this one takes inspired by the many photography in racing game, most notably the Forza Horizon series, with cars passing through or standing with the scenic view, such as a mountain or a certain event. So in here, it's set in Japan because I've been in love with the Japanese culture, with the Japanese scenic, and I choose the most noticeable Japanese scenic, Mountain Fuji. And Mount Fuji is up here. The bottom is covered with grass and river, while also with topping of cherry blossom, as this just makes it feel like in season. Now the car I choose is really simple. It's a Lamborghini Countach. It's a 70s supercar with an iconic yet simple shape. The next artwork is called Disappointment. Now, it's inspired by a meme. It is a meme, actually. Meme is an internet culture where a picture contained with humor been spread quickly through the internet. People can make their own format memes or create a meme out of an existing format, and sometimes they combine 2 formats of memes, combine them together. So what I created is basically a meme that is showing that how proud you are at something that doesn't really make other people proud or happy about it. And the text here is just an example of what it can be. And the front is the person who is proud of something, while the back is the person who's feeling dissatisfied with the result that he gets. The final artwork here is called Different in Body. Now, this artwork is inspired by my childhood obsession with cars. I love cars, and they have something special to me. They have the adrenaline of it, and even when they're standing, they still have the design of sense of speed in each car. So I choose 5 cars in here, and they all have different in their design and characteristic. Some of them might have longer and some of them might be shorter. Some of them might be mid-engine, some of them might have a different engine. And I want to express the feeling of not every car is the same. Every car have different characteristics, every car have unique feature, and every car have different shape. And this photo is actually taken from a game called GT Sport, and this also expresses the feeling of, yes, you can make anything, even if it's in a virtual world. And that's about it. Thank you so much for viewing my artwork, and I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you.
Hold on, little girl, show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl, a broken heart can't be that bad when it's through, it's through. Fate would twist of both of you. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of, waiting on a line, just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about little boys that talk too much? I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained down. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to hold you. I'm the one, yeah. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of, waiting on a line, yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone when we can be together, baby? You can make my life worthwhile. I can make you start to smile. When it's through, it's through. Fate will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. I'm the one. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of, waiting on a line, yeah, just to be the next to be with you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Waiting on a line of, waiting on that line, yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Just to be the next to be with you.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and for my art exhibition, the title of my art exhibition is Diary of Fate. So a simple question intrigues me oftenly as what is fate? What is our beliefs? How do we believe on such a thing that is beautiful or interesting? And with all those questions and becoming from a religious Catholic, religious based on my family, I sometimes ask on why do we trust on our faith, and why do we ask these things to extend our understanding more on who we trust in our faith and who we ask for guidance or and changes who we are as a person. My art exhibition is trying to prove on other aspects of life in our society that has a new sense perception of what is faith and how does faith plays a role in our daily lives. Overall, my art exhibition is inspired by Hendra Gunawan. As for my painting, because it uses the colorways of Hendra Gunawan that are pleasing to the eyes and a vibrant colorways that is being used to appeal to the audience. The second, I use Daniel Arsham as an inspiration because they are one of my sculpture that uses his techniques of the cracks and the art of the melts and the cracks and the shattered of the object itself. All of these artworks represents who I am as a person and what does it interest me as a person towards my years in a teenager. So this is my first artwork. It is done by August 2020. It's the first artwork that I use mixed media on plaster. There was a model from a statue of Mary, and the theme behind this is how as a human we tend to understand our faith and beliefs through a logical explanation. And towards this era, there are many improvements on finding what is faith on and how do we trust on faith itself. So we change this to by the help of AI or robotics. Then we pretend that it's a God and how it gives us guidance on who we should trust and how does it act like a God. So Mary here, the statue of Mary, is portraying the faith of religious belief as the cracks and melts on her body are trying to show how as humans we are believing more on what is made by humans and not what is being made by the supernatural that we trusted and believed for 100,000 of years. So the figure here is a mixed media that has been done on November 2020. So this mixed media is trying to represent the same theme as Mary, and it is shown on a red color and with a Supreme logo. The theme behind this is I was trying to find an extent on how the society is believing or changing their faith towards God. So after research, I found that people are now trusting their faith on what is tangible and what is appealing to their eyes and not what is the supernatural. So as we can see that kids nowadays, they are believing more on brands that are clothing brands or any fashion brands that is impacted their life towards how they look in the society. So the Supreme logo is trying to define what are the students' beliefs or what does the teenagers or youngsters believe on nowadays and how they uses this brand as a God that is tangible and that they use every day to express themselves more freely. So this is my painting. It was done on February 2021. It's a recent one. It's based on acrylic on canvas as well as marker. So the title of this artwork is Ngopi Bareng Waktu, or Having a Cup of Coffee with Time. It was based on an idea on how does human interact with time, as time is very precious for them. So in life, we sometimes ask for more time, regardless of what we do in life. And I was thinking, how can a human just negotiate or talk with time to come up with an understanding or a result that they can to interact and give each other a promise or something that they can give towards each other that help to contribute on this person's life. So the time as a man and is giving an essential spare time for a human to use as to help them in a purpose of their lives or change their lives in a matter of seconds or minutes that they use every day. The color scheme here are inspired by Hendra Gunawan, and the green here, the green represents the time and space continuum where every day everything is scattered around, and it's very different from how we see things around here, as the time and space continuum is very vast, and this portrays how two humans or two things interact in a space-time continuum to discuss something that is very that's very vulnerable for them and towards the man's life. So this is my last and fourth artwork. It was done on March 2021. The title of this artwork is Obladi Oblada. It's a famous lyric that is from the Beatles. And as we know that the lyric says, Obladi Oblada, life goes on. It meant what everything in life, just live it through and see what the outcome will be. So the pendulum here that I made with having babies are trying to portray how life has a pace, as we tend to go faster at the first pace, and then it slows down at the end. As we grow older, the pace slows down, and we think about who we love and what we appreciate of our lives, and it gives us a purpose of and answer the question of what is life at the end. So this pendulum is trying to mimic how the cycle of life is happening and towards our daily lives, and the pace are mimicking how we as a person discover new ways of pursuing what we love in our lives. And that's it all for my artworks, and I hope you guys enjoyed and can have the interaction between my artworks and you guys' perspective. Yeah, and that's it. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of our artworks that are presented here, because these are all our artworks that we did for the past 1 year, 2 years now. And because of this current pandemic, we tried our best to give our best potential to discover new ways of presenting arts for you guys.
Hi, my name is Nia, and I'm gonna explain my exhibition and artwork today. So the title of my exhibition is called Reminiscing of Old Memories. So what do you think memories are? In my eyes, memories are an abstract concept. It comes and goes just like the winds. There is a quote which states, "Things end, but memory lasts forever." While we cannot turn back time to redo everything back then, what we can do is look back upon them and cherish those memories. Joy, embarrassment, anguish, sorrow, and anger. They morph how we view the world and develop us as a person. Sometimes everything feels like a blur from the overload of information around us. We only remember the most significant and vital events. Everything else is gone, forgotten. It's like it never existed in the first place. The most major thing that happens sticks with us for the rest of our life. I wanted to represent several significant memories I have in my life using this artwork. I have undergone many emotions back then, but now it's just a mere blur. 4 out of 7 of my artworks are somber, as I tend to view the world through a nihilistic lens. Thus, my artwork involves a different part of memories I have experienced in my journey as an artist, and how it has molded me. I separated all of said memories under joy, neutral, and melancholic. So my first artwork is called My Toxic Attachment, which is made using an acrylic on cardboard. I made this at late 2020. So it talks about my obsession with that and my attachment with it. So I view that as a strange yet intriguing topic in my eyes, because as someone who has dealt with a lot of personal issues in my life, I view that as an escape from this world. And the correct term for that would be called an escapism. This is how I feel towards that. I romanticizing it. I always wish that would pick me up earlier than expected, because I just want to die. I think about it because I don't really value my life and I don't see the meaning of it. So in here, we can see that the skull represents how the death or Grim Reaper, and the rose in here is basically my symbol of love towards them. The sensor or the glitch in the mouth represent how I can't really convey my feelings or talk about how I truly feel about wanting to die with my friends. So I rather not speak about it at all. Next up is Hope After Despair. So the hope part is on my left side, while the right side is the despair part. So the reason why I named this Hope After Despair is because I wanted to talk about my relationship and the outcome of it. So there's a thing called the red strings of fate, which symbolize the fact that you have a soulmate using this red string. So if you and someone is soulmates, the red strings attached in your pinky is also connected to theirs. But because my relationship with them ended, I disconnected all of these red string things, which symbolized that our relationship had ended. Now, the hope part is because I wanted to display like the outcome of what happened after the breakups, the bad and the good things in my life, and the memories I made along the way. For feeling drained, I wanted to talk about the tiredness and the fatigue of having to face everyday life. How sometimes all of the expectation from my friends and families is eating me alive. Like how how a fire eats up a candle and make them burn away. And it's like I wanted to paint a picture of how by having all of those burdens, it's gonna, in the end, makes me fade away and just melt out of existence. And for this candle, it's like in comparison, it's a what if scenario if I didn't have any of that burden in my shoulders. My old and new fixation is a digital art that is inspired by my obsession with piercing. Since I lately I've been obsessed with piercing because I've gotten 4 piercing in just less than a week, which is here, you can see here. This new obsession inspires me to create an artwork based on that obsession, but with a little bit of twist. I also wanted to incorporate like my old obsession, which is art supplies. That's why in this artwork we can see that the piercing, the metal one, is replaced with art supplies instead. It's to tell the audience that despite all of my growth throughout this year, I will still love the old obsession, but I will still also embrace the newer one. So for Oops, it's a digital art which I made to represent our tendency as students to be late, tardy, and stressed out of our mind. Because I wanted to put this in like a school hallway wall because it's where students walk to and from their classes, right? So this artwork represents how sometimes the pressure of having to be on time just create more issues. Because I think this is relevant for me because I am sometimes often described as a klutz, so I'm familiar with this problem, and also it adds up to my stressful life and develop extra pressure. Melting Away is a digital collage that I made in 2020 also. So it talks about how it represents how sometimes the burden that I'm shouldering is slowly making me melt or fade away. Because sometimes the expectation and the pressure of having to continue my everyday life is slowly melting me. Time is ticking, the expectation is eating me alive. The hand represents how my friends and families are trying to stop me from slipping away from their demanding grasp, yet I'm still gonna melt away anyway in the end. 𝐶𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐿 is a digital art which I made in 2020 and I finished in 2021. So I was inspired by my digital art style based heavily on anime. I was thinking, how would Mona Lisa look like if I draw her in my style, or in other words, anime style? So I decided to create that. Also, I decided to incorporate my style of clothes, which I'm rather fond of because it's my general aesthetic. Set style is a mix between e-girl and grunge, but it heavily leans on dark grunge. And because of that, I was inspired to create Grunge Lisa. Alright, and so that's it for my exhibition. Alright, and also thank you for taking your time in your day to watch all of our exhibition, and please enjoy the rest of the exhibition. So my name is Valencia Indasari and I'm from grade 12 Plato. My exhibition revolved around the theme of money, and money isn't everything, they said. That particular sentence is often used to convince ourselves that money is not the only tool to make one happy, and that we don't have to heavily rely on money. Money is something that all of us treasure greatly, and so do I. There's a lot of points of view regarding money. One would use it for kindness or satisfaction or personal desire or for their selfish needs. I believe that money is a powerful tool, no matter its value, shape, or currency. I believe that money is one of the ulterior factors that will drive humans to their darkest and deepest desire, or turn them for the better. Money could be our biggest ally, yet it could also be our biggest enemy. It depends on one's intention. My artwork represents social and personal behavior regarding money, point of view, symbolism, and observations and experiences on how money could turn someone 180 degrees. So this is my artwork, which is Mata Duitan, made back in March 2021. This artwork is made out of glasses frame and compound for the lenses as well as spray paint. This artwork talks about how one person could turn a blind eye when they were bribed with money. I use the glasses as a symbol to show that we could see clearly with glasses if we, for example, have difficulty in looking. And the compound glasses, which have the sculpture of the 500 rupiah coin, shows that we could turn a blind eye and we could get easily swayed by money, and we could tell anyone anything by the powerful tool from this tool, which is money. That's it. My next artwork is called Lidah Ibu, which is made in 2020. So this artwork tells us about bribery using money and how money is something that is powerful, and it could made us to tell to someone about the truth or any of information that we weren't supposed to spread about. The tongue represents our mouth that holds the truth and lies within us, and the money imprint symbolizes the willingness of one to speak the truth when they are bribed and swayed by money. Along with the seemingly infinite value of money in the background, the bigger the value, the more truth come out from one's mouth. My third artwork is actually the first artwork that I've ever made, and it's called Manipulated, made in March 2020. So this artwork talks about a materialistic lifestyle of Indonesians who tend to spend countless of money to keep up with new trends and to elevate their luxurious lifestyle. The bloody-like brain indicates how society is very dependent and that they could stay alive due to the presence of money. And the infused tube that you could see represents money as life support to us because of how dependent on and how we heavily rely on money. It's as if that money is something that will support us and support our lives to the point that it could control our lives and how we think. So my fourth artwork is called Mirror, made in February 2021. This artwork depicts of who I am, hence why I call it Mirror, because it reflects of my consumerism behavior, and it reflects of spending a lot of money for our selfish pleasures. And this artwork conveys the message of drowning in pleasure despite me spending too much money on these things that I believe that I need to have them. And it's a self-reflecting painting where the person portrays me in here, depicts my unhealthy consumerism, and it forms a behavior of impulse buying. Thus, the arrangement of the things that I bought here are arranged, and it looks as if I'm buried between all of these things, and that it seems to be endless. So for my fifth artwork, it's called Beauty Standards, made in September 2020. It is a digital collage that that shows the saying that goes, beauty is pain. So society has these harsh standards of beauty and appearance for one to look appealing in others' eyes, and it's called these are called beauty standards, and it is because they have to achieve several so-called criteria by the society, so that they are able to fit in, and that they are able to hang out with people that they want. It depicts through the bloody wilted flowers and the paint and the blood splatter, as well as the glitching money and the eyes in the background, which shows that we need to spend a lot of money for us to achieve these criteria to be beautiful, as well as the feeling of needing to numbing the pain. So for my sixth artwork, it's called 𝐶𝐢𝐬𝐬, which is a digital art made in August 2020. As we know that 𝐶𝐲 fishes are often associated with good luck, wealth, and fortune in Japan. And this artwork featuring the 𝐶𝐲 fishes conveys fortune and goodwill for its passerbys. However, wealth and fortune does not always stay forever, and it stays once when we were only alive. And realistically, nothing stays forever. So all of our possessions are bound to let go at some point when we were about to die, for example. And hence, there are the glitches in the 𝐶𝐲 fishes that shows that nothing stays forever. For my last artwork, it's called Treasure, which is a mixed media found object, which consists of real coins, sand, and acrylic. This artwork depicts a saying called a man's trash is one's treasure, and it could be seen from the piling coins that is secured with the acrylic box. It depicts a viewpoint of people who have financial struggles, and there are actually various viewpoints regarding money, and from someone who have financial struggles. This depicts the worth of a single penny, where they are very grateful to have money, even if it's only a small amount or a small value. They will treasure it and they will keep it, just like how people would store those artifacts in a museum, and that's why it looks like how someone would treasure their things in a museum. Yes. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for looking at my artworks. I hope you enjoy my artworks as well as my other friends' artworks, and I hope that you could relate to our artworks and find joy in them. Thank you.
I went to parties all I was driving Lamborghinis, sipping super dry martinis in the tiniest bikinis, all I had. But I was depressed, was so completely obsessed. An unhappy beauty queen who dreamed to be Miss Argentina. I had such low self-esteem, I was a mess. So I gave it all up for the netherworld. I've been here forever, girl. If I was more clever, girl, I would have stuck it out, knowing what life's about. Pain and joy and suffering, failing but recovering. I'll tell you another thing, everyone here is alone. you are breathing. Go home if I knew then what I don't know. I would have looked within and let love in somehow. If I only knew the truth back then, I wouldn't have had my little accident. You left your whole life behind. See us drink all the praise, ask the recently deceased that is final and you cannot press rewind.
Don't jump when the light is red. Toasters should be used for bread. Never.
Hi guys, my name is 𝐶𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐿, and the title of my theme is You versus Everybody Else. So as human being, interaction have been one of the most important aspects throughout my life. I witnessed events of being a real human, such as falling in love, having conflict, struggling with mental health, having friends, and surpassing goals. It has always been me against everybody else. Thus, I was inspired by this to make artworks that correlates into different similar things people face every day. Because getting to see and feel different emotions and events throughout my life has taught me to become a better person and to learn to accept hardships as they will turn into a blessing. Thus, in my artwork, I focus on exploring the way I emote myself, facing a variety of different events that have struck me and made me realize that this plays an important role in my life. So my artwork consists of explorations in different techniques, mediums, and styles. It is all affected by experiences and the message of the art itself. I was so fascinated by numerous famous artists such as Jackson Pollock, Daniel Arsham, and Johnson Sang. These artists gives me a huge impact on my arts. They give me inspiration for how I express my emotion. Thus, it is also impacted in the nature of each style, starting from my abstract arts to a wide range of mixing mediums such as this art and all those arts. And as we know that exploring different styles, mediums, and techniques has been a very fun process for me, because by that I get to know more about mediums and materials and adding more knowledge to myself. So in conclusion, Me versus Everybody Else is a showcase of how it felt being a human, where you will cope and collaborate and support each other with lots of human beings throughout the world. So this is my first artwork. The title of this artwork is Je t'aime, and as you can see that this art contains the color of black and green. The color of black and green represents a heart rate monitor, and you can also see that the technique I'm using is abstract. This technique is used for me to express my emotions when I fall in love. The excitement of me falling in love with someone, the adrenaline rush that is inside of me. So this is my second artwork, and the title of this artwork is Bullet to the Hole. And this artwork is based from the idea of my own experience where getting into a heartbreak. So when you get into a heartbreak, you usually feel the pain in your chest, and this is the type of art that I'm trying to emote myself through these arts. Like, I want you to also feel on how I feel when I'm getting my heart broken, and that is why, as you can see, that there's a hole in this heart. It shows that the pain that I have when having a heartbreak. So this is my third artwork. The title of this artwork is Equality, and basically this artwork is inspired by the death of George Floyd that happened on mid-2020. And as you can see that this shoe contains of white and black color. Why? Because by using these colors, I want to represent that either skin tone that we have, either black or white, we should still unite as a human being. We should still fight for each other. So this is my fourth artwork. The title is Overbaining, and this artwork is based from the word of overthinking. So back then, I used to have an issue of overthinking, and as you can see that overthinking represents itself from this art, where in the middle contains a brain, and on the sides, as you can see, those are strings. Why are those strings? Because it represents that when you're overthinking, you tend to get involved in negative thoughts that makes you confused, that you feel like you're tangled in strings, that you feel like you don't know what you're actually thinking about. And this is my fifth artwork. The title of this artwork is Our Last Fight. And as we know that 2020 has been a very rough year for us. We've been struggling through floods, COVID, and many more. And this artwork is actually a representation of how we as humans are still struggling and still fighting for our lives. And as you can see that the hand in the middle shows that we should never give up, even though there are many things that can drag us down. We should fight for our lives and should strive on staying alive. So this is my sixth artwork, and the title of this artwork is The Last Supper. And basically this artwork is inspired by Leonardo da Vinci, The Last Supper. And that artwork of Leonardo da Vinci is about Jesus and his followers that are eating together. Other than inspired by him, it is also inspired by my own experience, where being through a toxic relationship is very tough. And as we can see that that person is blind and he is eating a bone. And as we know that before eating a bone, there are meat in it, right? So then it shows that he is eating something that is actually finished, that is actually something that's already been done. So by that, it means that when you're in a toxic relationship, you don't actually realize that it is toxic. It is something that you don't realize, but then it is something that is actually already gone. And this is my last artwork. The title of this artwork is The People's People. And this art is based from the idea of human actions that we did to each other, where we actually support each other. We try to give them moral support, mental support to each other. And as we can see that in this art, we can see that those hands are actually holding on to each other. And by that, it represents the fact that we in this world, we can stand alone. We can stand alone, but it would be better if we stand together as one. And that's it. And so thank you for watching my artworks, and I hope you enjoy it, and see you guys soon.
How was the exhibition? Did you enjoy it?
We from class 2019-2021 would like to express our gratitude
for watching our VA exhibition.
Thank you for following our journey on the shape of complacency.
Finally, come to the end as all our expressions and visual interpretations describe the true shape of complacency.
Thank you.
Bye.
Art apa yang visual?